Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy B-Rad here for Bull Light. Bush is not with us tonight. Don't worry, he's all good. He's at a prior engagement where he wasn't going to get home in time, so he asked me to come through, just speak a little bit. And also, EST is going to be joining us just a little bit later on, so it's just me for right now. But let's get into it. I see we already got some comments up here. A lot of stuff going on today, pretty crazy day, especially on social media and YouTube. There's been a lot of stuff going on in recent years. You just see how people are just so influenced. They're influenced by a lot of different things, but these days, the things that really influence people are the things that are supposed to. However, it's being done wrong, mainly media. I mean, just look at, big news companies, big media companies, corporate media. They're falling apart and they're starting to fail. People are leaving them. You see a lot of podcasts, a lot of what used to be fringe and now is becoming mainstream. People are getting their information from podcasts and from long form conversations with people that they like to listen to, whether, be a comedian, actor, or just somebody just who's been posting on YouTube and other platforms. And that's where people get their information from. And it's pretty decent and it's pretty trustworthy for the most part, because if somebody's popular and has a popular, stream and and it's talking about, facts and giving you information and stuff like that, and they're lying or they're wrong, they get blown up in the comments, they get reaction videos made, they're immediately checked. When we're dealing with watching TV and watching broadcast news, these people aren't checked. And we know for a fact that journalism is no longer about just delivering the news. It's not about facts. It's opinion based. Each channel is owned by eventually a person or a company. And those people and those companies, they have ideologies, they have beliefs, they have money invested into politics heavily, obviously. But we can start to see now they have narratives. A lot of people seem to believe that they're controlled by individuals, which I don't doubt that at all. I'm not saying it's happening, but I don't doubt it. But I mean, we can kind of see for ourselves now, folks, like what they're telling us doesn't add up. They're not trustworthy. I mean, you get 5 different news stories on 5 different channels, and none of them are anything like the same. It's insane. They distort facts. They omit facts. They literally make things up and lie. And these are bad things that they're making up. These are nefarious things that are being said, because look what it leads to. It leads to hate. It leads to violence. It leads to death. Ultimately, it's dangerous. And we're all victims of this stuff, whether it's direct or indirect. But we can see it playing out extreme with former President Donald Trump. I mean, you're talking about a rich man with power, influence, celebrity. He's got everything people dream of, right? And we've watched the government and the media in the United States, and even pretty much half the population, just tear this dude apart and rip him apart because they don't like him. They say all sorts of things about him, all sorts of things. None of which have ever really been substantiated ever. We've seen a couple videos of him saying wild stuff, but then when you go back and watch the original video, you notice that they've been edited, which is crazy. How the news can put up an edited video to chop and screw somebody's words to say something outrageous and not be held accountable for it. That's scary. That's scary. You used to be able to trust the news. When I grew up, you could trust the people in the news to give you the information because they had integrity. They had journalistic integrity. You don't use the word I. There is no opinion in journalism. That's the first thing they teach you in journalism 101. It's not an opinion-based thing. It's facts only. We don't care what you think. We just want to know what happened. Form our own opinion. That's the news. It's a service. Well, now it's entertainment. And that's really sad because it leads to potentially very dangerous situations like we've just seen. There's been so much hate around this individual, around this man, that people have tried to cancel him. They removed him from social media. While, like I said, you still had terrorist groups, known terrorist groups, people that we've been fighting for 20 years. They're still allowed to post on Twitter, but the president, no, he's too dangerous. Anyway, so they're trying to cancel you first, right? And number 2 in the playbook is if they can't cancel you, then they're going to bring cases against you. try to put you in jail, or just drain your money and hurt you. Either way, they're gonna try to put you in jail though. And if you go through all that and you come out and you're still standing up, they're gonna try to knock you down, and the last way to do it is with a bullet. They kill you. Andrew Tate told us that would happen. He laid it out. He said this is the playbook, how they handle you if they don't like you and they don't want you around. They got 2 on him so far. They had 2 on Trump, and then they threw round 3 at him. And oh man, I mean, I'm not even saying that this was like a conspiracy or orchestrated. I think the kid most likely was acting as a lone wolf. I think he was on his own. It's going to be at least a few days, if not weeks, before we find out what's good. But yeah, it's heavy stuff going on right now. This really isn't cool, and I think everybody should be nervous, but also grateful that this man is still alive. And even if you don't like him, you cannot, you absolutely can't think it's okay for this to happen to somebody, especially when it's somebody who potentially is going to be leading our country again. We have to restore faith in the people who lead us. We need to stop listening to people's opinions, start forming our own opinions based on things that we know to be facts. So anyway, let's get into it. EST is going to join us. Yo, E, what's good, kid?
What's going on, man? Sad day in America, man. Sad day in America.
It truly is. Bro, I've been waiting to talk to you all day. You are my favorite person right now to talk to about this, because I can't wait to hear your opinions, man. It's gonna be legit.
Okay.
It's gonna be legit. But yeah, I don't know if you were listening to the intro. I was just talking about how we're in dangerous times in this country, man. We cannot rely on media to tell us what's going on. We can't trust the news. We have to get it from alternate sources, which is crazy.
But you disappointed me, man.
Why's that?
You said you think he was acting on his own, man. I'm disappointed. You be right. You smarter than that.
I don't know. I wanted to get into that. All right. At first, it appears to me this kid could be a lone wolf. However, we haven't even heard of a motivation. We haven't heard nothing, right? The fact that he doesn't have a social media, that sketches me out a bit. All right. I don't trust that. It would either be too perfect or you don't have one at all.
I mean, not all 20-year-olds are into that. You know what I'm saying? Especially where he's coming from.
No, agreed. But a lot are. But I agree. There are kids that aren't. They're anti that shit. You know what I mean? I get that. Believe me, I get it. But you would think a 20-year-old kid would probably have it, right? Probably. But if not, I mean, let's say this was a play by somebody, right? And like this kid's like, some, I don't know, agent of chaos or whatever, or just some fool that they manipulated and abused. Or, I mean, I've even heard so much as people talking about MK Ultra, which made me laugh. But like, who knows?
What the fuck does it? Oh, I get it. I get the correlation now. I spoke too soon. Manchurian candidate ish. Yeah, it's Manchurian candidate ish, but you got to understand he's not like in no place of government. Now, if he was in a place of position, then we can Manchurian candidate him. But
no. The thing is, the best thing to do is do it to somebody that like you. Like in the movie Manchurian Candidate, fine. But like there were other movies out there where they'll wind up like just grabbing some random dude, right? Like hit him up with whatever they do to him, train him up a little bit, and then just put him back in his regular life. And then all of a sudden you activate dude. Nobody expects it.
You know what? I would believe that, but for the simple fact of normally those type of people, they don't kill those. Those are still assets. He fell for the booby trap of, we're going to employ you for a job. Now, he don't know the person that was sent to him to employ him for the job is going to kill him when he completes the job. He didn't know that. It's sure. easy one too. And based off the parameters and where he was laying at, there's no way this wasn't somewhat of an inside job.
I mean, look, that's something I want to get into too. There's a lot of stuff to get into. This could be a little bit of a discussion here tonight. I mean, it's wild, bro. It's wild.
Right.
But yeah, so let's get into it. So, like I said, as of right now, at the moment, I'm kind of leaning towards on his own, right? Because, I mean, where he was positioned is suspect, no doubt. That's super sus. Like, come on, man. Come on.
Did he have a cleft palate?
I didn't see that in the picture of him, no. But I didn't notice if he had like a the scar from the surgery. I didn't notice if he had it or not, so I didn't even really look at it.
Well, I'm gonna hold that one until I find out. But yeah, man, are we waiting on the general to kick it off, or what's going on?
No, he's out. He's doing something. He's got something going on. So it's just me and you. So
Okay.
we could definitely get right into it, man. But yeah, I
Let's
mean, I
get
don't
right
know.
into it, man, so we don't lose the people, man. Look, I just want
Agreed.
to point out something that's just crazy to me, right? Like, let me or B Rad be laying on the roof when the president having a speech and see if they don't see us immediately.
Facts. Facts. That's a fact.
But
I
that's
don't
not
see.
by chance that I would see if he was in a building being covered, but the fact that it's like, along with another point, the feminist movement, respect to them, have been going for 10 plus years. For the rules they changed from the bathrooms to the same, they just changed so much, right? But a lot of people don't get this right here. Trump made a speech where he said, if I become president, I'm going to prosecute the doctors that are
Doing the surgeries and shit.
no more transgender, is either male or female. That alone made him a target. And this is America. Look at what happened. So this ain't like too far off. This is America, how America operates. You know, when
Wait,
once
I
you
lost you there. You said, "Look what happened to who?" I'm sorry, I couldn't hear it. I don't know.
Anna Nicole Smith.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was sad to watch her fall apart like that.
Is that me? You hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So you don't know what happened with that, right?
I mean, I know that she passed away and it was through drugs, and it looked like it was pretty dirty because it had
Nah.
to do with
Check
money.
this.
Had to do with the money and the kids of the guy that she was married to, and he left all the money to her, and the kids wanted it, and she wound up not getting shit, right?
Well, not even that. No, what happened
She got
was
money, but then they
they
got it back because she's dead.
they killed her. They killed her son. Then they killed her. So they killed
Yeah, he died.
the
He
benefit.
died of an overdose, and so did she.
Right. And then once you look up the once you look at the family, it's like, oh, okay. See, this is the politics of America. People are too apple pie into thinking this how the higher ups don't operate this way. This is the normal Operation Miranda of America, bro. Once you get too powerful and the powerful people don't like that, we coming for you. Anyway, and normally they assault your character online, but as you can see, you can throw all the propaganda at me. I don't care. I'm still voting for him. And there's more, and there's people like that. And I go and I look at comments, and the people are echoing the same sentiments I have. I'm like, you know what? I'm not wrong, man. And I understand why people, Democrats, we sometimes get caught up in the emotion, but I happen to love politics.
Sure.
It's like my soap opera, man. I love it, and I follow it, and I love the history. Salute the Bush, man.
Yo,
Yo, my bad. Go ahead, continue. I was just intrigued by the conversation.
Yeah, but I don't want us to. We need to stop with the whole. Oh no, this is what happens when you ruffle the feather of the billionaires. They come and get you. But what happened was, and I'm gonna close out with this. They made him stronger, B-Rad. They made him 10 times stronger. He need to come out playing mini man next time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
Come on, man.
If this indeed turns out to be a specific plan by certain people to get rid of him, then yeah, their plan absolutely backfired because, man, this guy's picking up steam. I want to see how much money gets donated to this dude between tomorrow and especially tomorrow, Monday. That's the beginning of the week. You're gonna see this guy. He's gonna get a lot of momentum. He just locked it up, bro. It's a guarantee. It's a win.
It's a win. It's a win.
They gave him the win.
I don't know, like, if it was set up. I doubt that. I don't know about all that. And that was clickbait when I did that. But basically, like, it's a win. You got all the cards playing on Trump's side. You got Biden, fucking man. What he
Is he in the
doing is helping
Matrix?
Trump. I wouldn't be surprised if Biden got some money to help Trump. It's like this whole campaign is about helping Trump. So what I'm seeing, it's
I
not
feel like
helping
the
his party
best
at all.
campaign manager Trump ever had. Biden is by far the best campaign manager Trump ever had. What a gift.
Yeah. And it's like he doing it naturally, isn't it? I mean, and look at the debates, man. Not even this one. The one last year, he just ripped them up. I mean, not last year, but the one 4 years ago when he lost, but he still was slapping them around. It's just like, bro, they made him stronger. But look, I want to pull his security coattail. 3 shots went off before they responded to that man.
Wow. People
3
died. Somebody
shots.
died. Somebody's in critical condition. This ain't no. So that's why it's like this can't be no like this was a real assassination attempt from what I'm
Oh
seeing,
yeah,
in my
no,
opinion.
it's funny how the corporate media yesterday refused to say the word assassination attempt for like
Right.
4 or 5
Right.
fucking hours.
Propaganda.
We all heard
Propaganda.
a snap in the video, and I watch a lot of like, you know, YouTube videos and stuff that have to do with, you know, Iraq, Afghanistan, even Ukraine sometimes. And
It's
so like
that same sound, right, B-Rad? It's the same sound.
it's a supersonic round going by and
Right.
cracking the microphone. You don't hear it like
Wow.
it's not a boom, boom, boom like in the movies. It's a crack, you know, just like it would be right
Whoa.
by your head. That's what it
And you
sounds
know
like.
what's crazy? I was watching something, and the lady was an eyewitness to the whole situation,
Yep.
and there was somebody else, and they said they seen a dude running up the roof while Trump was still speaking. They seen a dude crawling on his forest up the roof.
Bro,
He
more than
probably had
that,
a
a
thing
lot of
on
people,
him, like a lot of signs, and they like, what's going on? Why is Trump still speaking? Y'all don't see this shit? You feel
people
me?
were
Like,
telling the police. They were telling the police and Secret Service that there's somebody on the roof over there with a gun. We just seen him, and
yeah.
they did nothing. They did nothing apparently.
A lot of people said there would usually be aerial surveillance, aerial security. It would usually be everything locked down. All the high whatever points would be locked down. And for some reason it wasn't. But this wasn't an official like presidential thing. This is something that Trump do. You feel me? He like to
Right.
hit the people. He like to do his little. So I understand that, but they're trying to make that fuel for the conspiracy theories. You feel me? Like. Okay, let's
Yeah,
address
no.
this comment. I'm on my phone, y'all, but what the fuck it say?
It said
Trump.
Trump supporters would say Biden staged this. Biden supporters would say Trump staged this. If you if you like a candidate, be objective with the same objectivity you want with the other side supporters. I understand that no biasness involved. Hey, D Trail, that's perfect. What I like to say is I say let the evidence speak for itself. Damn my opinion. Let the evidence speak for itself, and we're gonna step back. And once you say that, then that's what I'm speaking to. So
Mm,
you're right. I appreciate that comment.
yeah, man. Uh, I do support the strength that Trump showed as an American. Like he almost got taken out. Tell you the truth, if this wasn't
That
whatever
up.
all the conspiracy shit, and guess what he did? He threw that fist up like
Yeah.
black folk do. Fight the power.
Letting you know, hey, I'm still alive. I'm still alive, but you ain't do nothing. Hey, but look, like I said, I don't fuck with his team, man. 3 shots went off before they responded. That's too slow. What the fuck they doing? Eating cheese sandwiches or something, bro? Come on. The first shot is supposed to be he's supposed to have been tackled down. That man got 2 more rounds off. But I seen a video with a man who gave him CPR and tried to help him supposedly. But then I see a video where they say he died on the roof. So how anybody give him CPR? It's like they hit his top, you
Bro,
know?
they
So
blew his head off, bro. Like
yeah,
the
they
picture, they
yeah.
wouldn't even show you the pictures. It was nasty looking. Even blurred out, it looked bad.
See, but look, hey Bush, haven't we seen this before where the whole plan anyway is to kill you, but we're gonna use you as part of the thing to go along. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, kick it off. But as soon as you kick it off, it's over for you. But you don't know that.
Yeah, it's true. It's
It's
got
the
to
double
be.
cross.
He's an ex-president still. No matter how you feel about him, he is an ex-president. So I feel like there should have been a certain level of security there to where, like, what the fuck is going on? You feel me? Like that's
But hey, look, I see some shit. They said Biden got to get shot now. He got to even it up. He got to take one.
he got to
You know what I'm
even the
saying?
score.
Yeah, he got to do something gangster or get shot, bro. He either or, bro. He got to do something. Otherwise, it's over with. The man took a bullet,
You know what
and
they
I,
say, B-Rad? Americans, we love that gangster shit. We love it. Trump know that. Trump's so smart, he know that. You feel me? And when that went down, he knew at the moment what was happening. He threw that fist up because he knew the
hey,
moment. He took advantage of that moment. Like, wait a minute, you know what I mean? Hey, I'm
hey,
sorry,
Bush,
but that's what it is.
hey, you look. It's ironic that you said that because you know he had his upcomings with the mafia, not necessarily dealing with them, but the business wise, because you know they were also legitimate. They wasn't
Hmm.
just in the streets. All they was legitimate, contracting, building, real estate. He come up with the mafia and know, he feel for the people in the street. He feel for the bottom people here, but they don't understand that. They think he all corporate. But he took that meeting with Ice Cube.
That's true.
Who else did it?
Nobody.
All right,
Nobody.
come
So,
on.
is it like we know Trump about to be the next president, I think, off of this. Like, I'm sorry.
I'd be
B Rat.
shocked. not. I'd be shocked if he's not on next president.
Who's the
Like,
candidate to run against him? Normally, you're supposed to have somebody who's equal to or a little bit below. I see Mark Roberts. He out of North Carolina. He might run, but there's no strong candidate that's even Hillary. No, she already know the polls when she ran last time, how they wiped the floor with her. She might run, but
she would never run. And look, look. I don't think they're going to get a new candidate. They're not going to put up some random, completely new person with 6 months to go. Like this happens in November.
Right. So if it's not Kamala, it ain't Joe. There's nobody that's even a protege, even close with the momentum to even go against Trump. So we already know. And see what they're doing is trying to sabotage the future right now. So if it ain't gonna
doesn't even win, if yesterday goes the opposite way and that round is a half inch to an inch over to the right, Joe Biden still doesn't win. Joe Biden still doesn't win. There's no way.
But who runs?
I mean, for the Republicans, at least the Republicans have people. Who runs for the Democrats? That's my question. I mean, you have RFK, you have Vivek Ramaswamy. Those two guys are.
Oh, okay. I see. But look, D-Trail. I'm not trying to be an extremist. Like I said, I like the evidence to speak for itself. I'm not too much of an extremist for the both end. I'm for the benefit of my family and my community. And I see when this person went in office, my family and my community benefited more versus this one. And that's all I'm going off of. I don't have a dog in the fight at the end of the day. I just have a supporter, just like a boxing match. It's not extremist when we picking, hey, I got Tank. As simple as that.
You still got a dog in the fight because you're an American citizen. So
right.
Dog in the fight.
Well, I'm talking about as far as it being an extremist, and I'm just blind. And D Trail, we appreciate you coming, man. You might want to. We had chat for years about this, man. Like, I'm not too blind for anybody to where I'm an extremist, but I do support good politics. And sometimes it may seem like it is straight offense, but I'm logical enough to understand I'm not no extremist of nobody but me and my family.
No, definitely not. Look, the only extremist opinion about this situation is if you vehemently deny that there's nonsense going on in the country. Like nonsense. It's just complete nonsense, and no one's telling us the truth. And if you don't admit that, then you are extremely, extremely sick.
Hey, how about this? He's wanted for murder because they saying he was dropping bombs when he wasn't supposed to. I'm talking about Trump. Now, it's plenty of many things I can go down and list and name, but in this game of politics, I'm not speaking emotionally. In this game of politics, that's the candidate for me when it comes to running the country. Now, all that extremist stuff, I wouldn't say all that, but hey, I got to stand on it. And it ain't just me. When I look in reality, I'm down south, bro. And it's hard being a black Republican, but it is what it is. You got to stand on your square.
I feel you, man. That's definitely a tough one. However, we see now that the black community is starting to get behind Trump. A lot of people's opinions have changed because people are paying attention now. They're watching and they're seeing it themselves. They don't need to be told.
Right. I mean, I think a lot of them, they don't play politics. I know my people, they good-hearted people, but they don't necessarily do the politic game and the research, sure. So they don't necessarily
social media, and because of things like all these different things, videos pop up. So sometimes you watch 15-second video that you don't even care about. You know how many crazy videos I've seen that I could care less about, but I've seen it. So people are starting to automatically get this. Not only getting news clips, but they get people's opinions. So it's hard not to be interested in politics. I've always had a thing for it. I try to avoid it, and I can't. See,
but you privy enough to know the soap opera and the politics behind it. You understand that, right?
I see the pageantry. It's there all the time. But now it's so bad now that they don't even bother to lie to us or to even put any effort into their lie. It's fucking lazy.
Hey, let me check what D Trail said. Lone Wolf, no, but best believe he has been radicalized somewhere with someone. The feds are going through all his previous interactions. That's facts. And if we want to get down to a basic level, this is America. So you fraternizing we all radicalized in something. We're American, that's radicalized because what we do to other countries can be looked at as how can you support America?
Yeah, but these days you don't need, I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you off, but you don't even need a person to radicalize you or to go to a person to be radicalized. Nowadays, like same thing. You're getting videos just constantly on your phone, you're flipping through social media. You're getting influenced. You're seeing things. And then people can get into things and people can be obsessive about things. This kid very well may have not cared about politics a couple of years ago, saw a video that interested him, got into it, never spoke to a single person, didn't text anybody, grabbed his AR, went out to the roof to go get some justice for what he believes in, or what he was taught to believe in, or whatever he assumed these videos that he might have been watching could have meant. You know, I mean, that can radicalize you too. It's pretty crazy.
How about this though? It's still that we still get caught up in the radicalizing or supporting the Democrat and Republican, but I want my people and the people to understand three parties, right? The Tea Party, the Electoral College. Okay, two. The Electoral College and the Tea Party are the real people who run this. That's who y'all need to start studying and looking into. The Tea Party and the Electoral College. Because they select them and we elect them. We don't really have choice. We choose what they give us. So
yeah, we're given a rigged test, you know, a fixed menu. Like, you don't have a choice. You just basically you get the courtesy of seeing who you're allowed to pretend you want to vote for. But then if the popular vote goes one way, they absolutely have the right and have overturned the popular vote and went the other way because they knew better, and that's what they were there for.
And B-Rad, let me ask you, man, I want you to touch on this, and touching on the person that just commented. What is this, Blickus, man? Forgive me if I butchered your name, but he said Trump assassination was not a setup. He was destined to be a president again. What do you feel like about these people who everything is a conspiracy? Like, what, nothing happens in reality. Like, what really happened, that really happened. They're trying to make it seem like it wasn't a, like, okay.
I finally thought about this today. I finally admitted this to myself because I've been into conspiracies since the internet started in like the late 90s for me. You know what I mean? Like mid to late 90s when the internet came about. Basically when I was in high school is when the internet got really big. And you started getting search engines and stuff. So that's when I got into UFOs, Bigfoot, and conspiracy theories because that shit was wild. And I've gotten to the point where I am so sick of hearing about it because nobody believes anything's real anymore. You know, and I even catch myself going, oh, that can't be real. And I'm like, wait, hold on. No, reality is always stranger than fiction. You can't make this shit up. This is crazy, bro. Like, I understand why people think we live in like a computer.
Right, I understand. Right.
This is crazy, bro. The world with this shit.
Well, let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this, and you're smart enough to know, right? Any person who's tried to assassinate a president, and then when you look at that person and the story behind them, it's always something a little off about it, right?
Always. It's always, oh, you know, he did this, he did that. It's like it was pretty blatant. This dude was a ticking time bomb of stupidity and emotion and
right. But what I'm talking about is as far as how did you get in this position with this gun to make this choice? Who put you in that position to do that? That's the tricky part that's always crazy with me. Right. Let me get at this. After every American tragedy, legislation gets changed and our rights get violated. True. Just pay attention for what was changed on the incident being referenced. Oh, deep. Oh, see, and now see he going deep. So, okay, so like with 9/11 came what? The Patriot Act, right?
Absolutely. So
that's a perfect example, D-Trail. You hitting on point with that one. So any incident, legislation typically follows where, and like Snowden said, the Patriot Act obliterated everything. They're spying on us. It is what it is.
Every right we still had left.
Yeah, it's basically CCTV. Just we don't know it's CCTV.
Yep. Okay. They're watching the real world. They sit at work and watch the real world all day.
And he said, and Eric Snowden said it's been over with. Like,
oh, it's been over with. No, this ain't new. This is we're finally seeing the insane effects of it, and it takes a while to permeate and work. And you know,
D-Trail, that was that. You're right. You dead right. But I mean, with this being an isolated incident. Normally, what passes this legislation is the setup mock shit. Like, we're gonna fake a disaster, and then because we got this legislation followed, or we're gonna cause it because we got this. But I think this one was so. I want to say it's something behind the shooter, and then I want to say he was just fueled to do what he do. I mean, but 10 years ago, he was 10 years old, bro. What does he know? He was 10 years old.
This kid was 12 through 16 when Donald Trump was in office. Like, yeah, what does he care about Donald Trump? I don't understand why a 20-year-old would care. However, I got to be honest. I mean, let's be honest. It's still sad. Like, regardless of what this kid did, like a young man just lost his life yesterday, and I guarantee you, if he had been a bit older when this time in his life had come up, if he was like 30 or 40 years old, I guarantee he doesn't climb on a roof and pull a gun up and start shooting at people. That's crazy. But he's a young man. He's a kid. He's a child. I don't care. He's 20. He's a kid.
Child.
He's a kid.
Yeah, man. I mean, 2014, you was 10. Yeah, you're a child. You know, but just like any kid, they are influenced by something. And I feel like just like Montana, somebody passed a law where they're telling kids you got 4 to 5 to 6 hours on social media, or they're flat out banning TikTok and stuff like that. Like, we're not allowing this to, and because it's just basically a war on the kids' minds, and that's the best way you fight. You infiltrate the women or the kids, and we seeing the effects of that. You know, for him to want to kill a 60-year-old man, is 70-year-old man. It's like, bro, come on, man.
Yeah, to not even want to actually go as far as to go up there and pull a trigger on someone that you've never even spoken to.
Right.
You've never even been a friggin' mile within this person's like distance or area. Like,
what did he think he was? Mark Wahlberg? What he thought this was? Marksman or something? Because it was horrible, bro. You could tell he wasn't putting his work in, because it hit his cheek and then hit that ear. You know
I don't think it hit his cheek. No, I don't think like the blood that you saw on his face, that was from him.
That come from him wiping?
It was dripping on his face.
Oh, okay, so he hit clear. He just nipped him in the ear, boom. And then the next 3.
We don't know exactly what happened, but
right.
I know I can tell you from experience with, you know, having.
Hey, how about this, B-Rad? How good was his reflexes as a 70-year-old man when he first heard that first shot? He responded, right?
On point. So much better than anybody else would.
Right.
Granted, this is a man who he's had to consider this for the past 8 years, at least, or 10 years. He's had to really consider someone trying to kill him.
Right.
I mean, if you watch any kind of news or news clips, I've seen just about every personality that leans to the right, to the left, when they speak about Donald Trump, have referenced him being killed at some point. Like they all have. And then today I watched a ton of disturbing videos and saw a ton of disturbing posts of people flipping out. Like,
see, but these are the same people. But listen, these are the same people who don't participate in politics in the first place. It's just, you can't get away from it. People,
yeah, and it's also the same people who freak out about equality and rights, yet they're condoning violence against a political individual. Like, that's low, bro. That's low. Like,
and listen, more important, right? Regardless of who you supporting, whether it's Joe Biden or Trump, I don't want to show China, Russia, and the rest of the world that this is how we're doing and this is where we at, because we looking weak as fuck. Because regardless of who we picking and choosing, we shouldn't be showing the world this.
Not only do we look weak, we've continued to look weaker and weaker and weaker. We ran away from Afghanistan after being there for 20 years and holding it down and having things go and have.
That's a whole nother conversation, though.
I'm just saying, no, I'm just speeding through. I'm just speeding through.
That's a tough one right there, man. That's a tough one.
You can agree that we left in a really bad fashion. It was deplorable and embarrassing, and all
them people died for what? 20 years? What?
Everybody. We let down our own military, our own
soldiers. That was tough. That's tough.
We've ruined our credibility for once again. Like every time we do, we've ruined our credibility with the world. Who the hell's going to help us again? They just watched us like drop these people and leave them for dead, and they're suffering right now over there.
It's not too late. It's not too late, and that's why I preach being a patriot. That's why I preach being a patriot, because it's important not to get caught on blaming and pointing the finger at the government, because you got to understand. To the opposition, you already done picked a side because you there. It's just like living in a neighborhood that's not safe. They roll through. They're not going to ask you, "Hey, are you something?" No, you a part of it, because when they send the do and when they do something, universe forbid, we part of it. So we have to become active. Even if you become privy, you don't have to go down to the polls. Just become privy, so you're not so pushed in one direction. And I don't want the people to think I'm pushing Trump's direction. I don't want people to think I'm pushing the Biden direction. I
you're
look
pushing
at
the
life.
American agenda. Like you're pushing America. What needs to happen for us to continue? Because if we continue on the path we're on right now with the same leadership,
I wanted Bernie Sanders. I wanted Bernie Sanders out of Vermont.
I kind of like Bernie. I like
what he was saying.
He's a little much for me these days, but I do like him a lot as an individual, and I like what he says. You know what I mean? Like I said, I was raised by 2 Democrats. My parents were super left leaning. You know what I mean? Like they were from the hippie era. You know, like but they do believe in and support the soldiers and the sailors and the Marines, all the
Right.
services they support. They might not be huge on.
See, but how about this though, B-Rad? Let's talk politics. I don't think the Democrat side know that all the services and benefits that help the people in need, right? Where do they come from? Which party do they come from?
That's the Democrats.
No, no, no.
Oh no! Oh, who puts them in effect? The people who pay
puts
for
it in effect?
The Republicans.
Okay,
They pay for it.
okay. Right now, when Democrats are in office, do these things tend to drop down, or they tend to get better?
Oh, social programs are the first thing to go when the Dems step in the office.
Okay.
Always.
See, so
However,
that,
they always make it that it's something else. It's not them.
Right.
It's always something else.
And if you can't grasp that simple concept right there, it's kind of like, hold on, are we having an emotional argument or are we having a political argument? Let it be known, because sometimes it's hard to do both. I get the emotional because I was raised in it. Sometimes people are Democrat by feeling and emotion and not by politics. You have to actually that's just like forcing religion on a child. They don't know. You have to become privy so you can make your choice. You have to make an educated choice.
Exactly, because if you look, it's not a belief. If you were indoctrinated and it was forced upon you before you were able to even form an opinion about who you were in the first place, but you were force fed something, like that happens, and that happens with. And I've even said it myself. I observe my faith. I believe in God. I have a lot of beliefs, and I was raised a certain way to believe certain things. So even at this point, I can acknowledge that if I wasn't raised to be this religion, I probably wouldn't have a religion. But if I was raised and taught about, multiple religions and allowed to choose at a certain age, I think things might be a little different. Who knows? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. But it is.
Hopefully they beef up his security from here on out. And I don't want the listeners to think I was once Democrat. I side with some Democrat ideas and I side with some Republican ideas. But
yeah,
sometimes you got to understand if when you in a different bracket, you have to go a certain way because your politics are developed a certain way. They don't benefit you.
A lot of people don't even know about our system. Like they think that they're just Democrat and Republican.
Oh, okay. So look, this is what I say. You can't have a political argument with me if you don't know the three branches. You know what I'm saying?
There's basic tenets that you need to understand before you can even form an opinion. And anybody who speaks on it without knowing these things, I can't even listen to what you're saying because
the ABCs. What's the three branches? Name them. If you can't, you don't even know the ABCs. How are we having a political argument?
Exactly.
You have to get privy to
the game.
Right. See, and that's how I cut out a lot of stuff. Do you know the three branches? Oh, you don't? Well, okay. So you can't even understand electoral college if you don't know the three branches. See, we too far off. That's why I preach studying sometimes. It's just like scrolling on Instagram, and sometimes they have online international libraries. Everything ain't about Google or reading it in a book. Sometimes they got it digitally stored somewhere where you come across a lot of information. But back to the assassination, man. They just made them. They just made him stronger.
Bro, they just made him a legend.
Yeah.
I mean, as if this dude wasn't already going down in the books, you know what I mean? But I think the optics have changed a lot.
Yeah.
And not only that, this dude's the real deal. Like, let's just first and foremost, I just want to say this man gets shot, right? It grazes by his ear. He has no clue if he's in shock and has a half a face left or if he's fine.
He tested it. He was like, oh.
All he knows, he immediately touched it because it probably felt like he got stung by a bee. Because that shit just nicked him. But then he was probably like, ooh, that actually hurts. There was a decent amount of blood. And, that part of your ear up there, that doesn't bleed a lot. You know what I mean? That doesn't bleed a lot.
It's mostly cartilage, but yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't bleed a lot. And that was a good amount of blood, to be honest, for an ear, I'm saying. But anyway, he, in a matter of 3 seconds, before any of us even really processed what had just happened, he already knew that he had been shot. And he gets up to his feet. He's surrounded by security. And he, stops them. And he thinks to acknowledge the people and to say fight and put the hand up and let people know he's still rocking. Like, look. That was his honest reaction. That's how he thinks. He is that dude. Nobody else. No other.
But touching on what you said,
ever do what he did.
touching on what you said, he was cognitive enough to know, hold on, let me
Because
play
he knows
off
people
this.
want him dead. He knows that people talk about killing him all the time. That's crazy.
Mhm.
That's a lot to handle, bro. Just listening
Yeah.
to shit like that. I don't
At
know.
at his age too, he's not a 30-year-old man. He's damn near 80. You know, so
Yeah.
at the end of the day, landslide. If you're not going, I hope people participate. Get privy to the information. I feel like it's going to be a landslide whether people participate or not, because we just looking for that assertive leadership. We tired of passive, and sometimes you can't speak it. I've been in these family rooms where you can't speak politics because you sometimes you alienate yourself or
Dude, I
this
can't
and
speak
that.
it. I can't
Yeah,
speak it. Most of my family.
yeah.
I can't
We here
speak
for
it.
the bull light. We here to have these uncomfortable conversations sometimes politically. And I love my Democrat brother, mother, grandma. You can't argue with them. You got to respect their politics just like their religion.
Yeah.
But
I mean, look. When you're dealing with parents or grandparents, they came from a different time. They saw different things. There's things that they're not able to get past, not able to let go, things that they shouldn't get past or let go. But
yeah,
those are things that didn't happen to us. They're things that we didn't see, and the things that we acknowledge that are going on in the world that, let's be honest, a lot of the older people in our lives, they have no clue what's going on in the world.
see, but you're right. But I'm not. I don't like to be the guy to try to make it seem like I'm the exception to everything. But people who know can
No,
vouch
but
to say
they
no.
also,
I'm saying people who know me can vouch that whatever my ancestors went through, they might as well say I went through it.
oh, it's
And
imprinted
that's
on
how
you.
I look at it. And that's how I look at it.
It's a part of you for sure.
Yeah,
Things are
yeah,
passed
yeah,
down
yeah.
generationally,
Right,
and
right,
that's a whole fact. That's a whole
right.
fact. So those
So if you can
traumas,
pass down the trauma,
that's
you can pass down the genes. I'm
yes.
passing down how I look at certain. Now you right. We are at a more. Uh, I don't. I must. It's hard for me to look at evolution as always an upgrade.
I was just going to say we're
Sometimes,
just getting updated. We're computer programs that get updated.
yeah.
Genetic
That don't
information is
necessarily
passed.
mean that's. I feel like simplicity is where the magic is. The more you updating, the more you complicating, is the more you breaking the shit down. Like nature is simplicity. Now you got complicated schemes in nature, yeah, but it's still the foundation is simplicity, and that's how you get better. And I feel like even with the elements and math and simple shit, I hate to get off topic, man, but look, simple simplicity is what we need to get back to. And I, to be a Biden supporter, I don't know how you can be happy to see the man up there get shot, somebody trying to take his life behind politics.
I
You
think
know,
I think I think there's a lot of people that are Democrats and a lot of people that even support and maybe even still support the Biden regime. But I think a lot of people in America, especially a lot of the Democrats right now, are probably very upset. I think even if they don't believe, even if they think the kid acted on his own, like
yeah,
they see
bad representation. You
what's
think?
been done. They see what's been done, and they don't like the fact that can happen to people, and
Yeah,
it's not American. It really isn't. It's the most un-American shit ever. Like we try to at least talk a good game and try in public image to keep things fair, but now it just people are cheating, people are playing dirty and underhanded, and they're not even taking the time to lie to us anymore. It's like it's a big middle finger to the people in America. It's like we run this shit, and it doesn't matter what you think or say. We're gonna do what we want, and it's pretty obvious that's what's been happening. This incident, like omitted, I'm just talking about just in the past, the stuff that's been going on. It's gotten really bad, and people are starting to pay attention to it because they're not being force fed 5 news channels these days. Like
yeah.
they're
I
getting alternative
mean,
sources.
and we
But
and we
listen, even in the address, did you see Joe Biden's two addresses he made
yeah,
today?
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
It was
so in the
it
first
was
one,
disgusting. It was disgusting.
he's telling you not to form your own opinion. Don't think about this. Don't search out other sources of information and media and try to figure this out. Just wait, and we'll let you know what happened. We'll tell
Yeah,
you what you need to know. And it's
right.
like, yo, how insulting! How insulting that is
Disgusting.
that you think that we deserve, or that you deserve us to trust and believe you. What have any of you, and not even Joe Biden, I'm talking about just politicians in general and our American government lately, and with all the stuff that we know that's gone on in history, in our short history, all the stuff that we know for a fact has happened. Like, and
Me
you
and
want us to trust you?
meanwhile, you need to touch on you. I don't care if you 80, almost 80, you still a father. You need to go talk to Hunter, bro, because he out here tripping. So you
Yo,
can't,
your boy is wilding, bro. Banging
yeah,
hookers, smoking crack, running around with guns, illegal guns that he lied and got. So he's running around. Yo, if me or you get caught with an illegal handgun, And we lied on a form, bro. That's a stolen weapon. You stole it. You lied. So
down here?
well, yeah, I'm saying down south, especially being a black man, please, bro. That's a 1, 2, 3 count.
Yeah, hey, we say down and get fire insurance. Fuck a lawyer, because they're gonna burn you. Hey, but look,
they're gonna burn
hey,
you.
the shooter. Listen, man, you could have took your ass to Ukraine, or
Yeah,
you know, you could have.
You kill somebody. You could have went over there.
You could have went to the Marines, bro. You could have joined the Marines. You were 20 years old. You could have joined the Marines. You know, to be brazen enough to try to pull this off at 20 years old is like, man.
Oh, I don't think this kid had any qualms or ideas of leaving that place. I think he's pretty sure he was going there and never leaving again. I don't think he had a wallet in his pocket. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, this kid knew he wasn't going home. You know what I mean? Like, if he did, then that just
and that's commendable. Look, we need soldiers like that. But listen, redirect the energy. Listen, regardless of who the leader is, you're gonna benefit from the benefits of being in America. You're gonna benefit from it. So, bro, regardless of who the leader is, try to use the energy to help benefit the country, not try to take it. Because if they would have killed him, they would have made him a martyr. I'm sorry. Hold on. A mortar is a ballistic round. They would have made him a martyr. They would have made him a martyr.
1,000%. They would have. Yeah, absolutely. And this attempt, and when I say they, I mean, you know, the people, because you know damn well, there's Democrats and Republicans, politicians, and just party members and voters who, when they heard, they were like, they got him. And then they were upset when they found out that he was not dead. They were upset. And then they all come out with these statements that just sound like the most generic trash 99-cent card you could buy in a store on a cheap rack. Just the most generic statement of, you know, we hope he's okay. Da, da, da. Like, we know you don't care. You've been comparing this man to Hitler for years. And I mean, not on a joke, like being serious. Like, this is the most dangerous person in the world. He's the new Hitler. He's this. He's that. You can't trust him with nuclear weapons. And now we hope you get better.
How long, B-Rad? Let's play a little game, though. Who out of Biden, Trump, Obama, who dropped the most bombs in presidency?
Obama.
Okay, see, he on it. He know. Yeah. Okay.
1,000%, bro. He droned the hell out of people in countries that people don't even know about to this day.
Okay, so it's like, hold on.
He did so much illegal shit. The only one who was worse was Clinton. Like, or the shit that Hillary did behind the scenes was even crazier.
The laptop. Oh my god.
Oh, when she deletes her emails is fucking insane. Yo,
I mean, I no, listen, I don't blame her for deleting it. Listen.
No, I don't blame her for it, but if a politician does that and then you come to get them and they're gone, I'm sorry, you go to fucking jail. Fine, I don't get to see what you got, but you automatically do X amount of years. How dare you get rid of? You work for us. You are people's servant, and you're supposed to work for us. You don't hide and take things away from us.
So this might be a Fed problem, man. I think the Fed's gotten soft when it comes to like, okay, y'all can put your foot down on the people, but what about these politicians who fucking over y'all and telling y'all like you Alan Greenspan, like you over litigation, you know? Like you Harry Kissinger or something.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's pretty blatantly obvious that there is just fuckery. I apologize for cursing, but that's the only way you can describe what's going on in our political system right now and in our government. Like, they don't care what we think. We know that. They don't even care to lie to us anymore. And I'm not even talking about what happened yesterday. I'm just talking about like just the demonization and the cancelization and just the outward.
You talking about like the PC culture?
It's insane. It's insane. It's like in the past 10 years, it seems like we went from like a pretty open and free society. Obviously, we're not 100% free, but we have a lot more freedom than people do. You know, I love America. I would never want to leave here. I hate when people complain about it. You can leave. You don't have to stay here. You're allowed to go somewhere wherever you want. So you don't have to live here if you don't like it.
It's the PC culture, man. It's the I knew it was over when they started attacking comedy. It's like, we're attacking comedy.
Yeah, you're attacking the one outlet where you're allowed to joke around because we know it's a joke. No, now you're upset at comedy. Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah. And but this is the crazy part, right? Like, I worked in a job a long time ago, and listen, had this lady, white lady, was talking to me, and she was letting me know. She was like, "Look, it's a war on masculinity." And I'm looking at her like, but she's a conservative. So this is why I'm telling people, listen, our views and idol in our minds are more related to the conservative now. I don't want to go down a list of what they're not with nowadays, but it
Yeah.
lined right up with me. And
Yeah.
they're not for certain things, and we think we're not a conservative. Listen, you might want to go talk to a conservative Republican and see their views and their minds and see how much it relate to you. Then go
You know
talk
what's
to a
funny?
liberal. Go
You know
talk to
what's
a
funny? When
liberal.
you have these diametrically opposed political stances that people have, but the reality is they agree on everything except for 3 or 4 subjects.
That's all it be, right? It don't even
Like,
be
that's a
nothing.
fact. They have no
Right,
clue
right,
how
right,
much they have in
right,
common.
right.
Like,
It shocked me. It changed my life because I'm sitting here like, what? Then she putting me on politicians and people who when I go and do my research, I'm like, oh, I like this. And I'm like, hold on. And she let it be known, like, listen, we see what's going on. We don't like it, but we know a lot of them are getting old. The liberals are the new thing. The Democrats, the whole, and they don't understand the socialism mass, but that's more popping nowadays. The conservatives are dying out. They the boomers. There's not too many of them left that's running the country. They got to hand it down. So, but Supreme Court shocked me though. Actually putting the foot down and making a decision like that, like leave them alone. It's like, wow, like finally y'all do get something right.
hey,
Something.
look, that's the only group I have any faith in still is the Supreme Court, because they've actually come through and set a few things straight. I'm like, no, this is what it is. And I was like, oh, thank God, there's somebody's putting their hand on the wheel once in a while, at least. But
Yeah.
still,
Well, they need to come together for assault because we need to stop this assault rifle. Like, have you ever seen an assault hammer? What about an assault car? What you call it an assault pistol? I can still do. How long that thing that dude was using? Was that an assault rifle? Because it was a
I didn't actually see a picture of the gun very clearly at all.
long rifle.
But this is what I did notice yesterday, right? The very first thing I heard mentioned was, well, I noticed that they would not say assassination attempt immediately. I was like, why did they not? Like, what the hell are they talking about? Like, they just shot it and we watched it. The dude's bleeding. We just watched it. Why are you not saying what I know just happened? I saw it. We all saw it. You can say it. We know.
Yeah.
Go ahead. But so they wouldn't say that. But then they said an AR-15 style rifle. Okay, well, an AR-15 style rifle means an AR-15. There's no other rifles that are like an AR-15. There's different companies that make AR-15 models, but there's no gun that's like it besides the AR-10, and they're totally different weapons. They're
Or
different.
the carbon 15.
15 seconds later, on the same broadcast, a different
Right.
person is tapping in. Another one of their pundits is speaking and just says an AR-15 dropped.
Hold on, B-Rad. B-Rad. When we was in Vietnam, why ain't they called the M16 an assault rifle?
Yeah.
It was an M16, right? It was just an M16, right?
M16.
Okay. It wasn't an assault rifle, was it?
No, it was a rifle.
Okay.
It's just a rifle. No, yeah,
just a rifle.
Exactly. But they like to add these little words, these little buzzwords that tell you how to feel about things. Assault rifle.
Yeah.
It's a fucking machine gun. It's a rifle.
How dangerous how more of a dangerous in a car? Do we call a car an assault car?
Well, I mean, what's funny too is like everybody's like, oh, we need to get rid of guns. No, first off, we don't. Like, for some reason on my feed, sometimes I get like Australian news coverage, but it's always about America. It's really weird that it comes up in my feed, but it's just Australian news, like a newscaster, not a podcast, real news. And today, one of them was talking, and they were talking about what was going on here, and they're like, we gave up our guns in Australia in '92, and we've been subjected to tyrannical government ever since. And I was like, ooh, that's crazy. Like, I don't listen to news from other countries, but the fact that this dude said that, I was like, oh man. Like,
I study history. They say anywhere anytime the people give up the guns, later comes your freedom.
Look, they did it in Germany. They
China,
do it
with Mao. Yeah.
You don't need guns. Give them to us. And then what? Now you can't protect yourself. Now you can't leave. That type of shit.
Well, I mean, that's a good thing. Technology and human spirit is very, because we gonna have 3D printed guns coming up. All of that stuff. We got the technology to make guns, rigid enough to shoot out projectiles. They don't have to be steel. And now now they're coming for the trigger mechanism to pull the gun. That's considered the gun now.
Yeah, absolutely. You can order
Yeah.
the upper 80. You can order the upper 80 of a rifle, like an AR-15. You can order the upper 80% of it. No problem. You
No
can't
problem.
get the firing mechanism, and that's what all the numbers are on. That's the tracking. That's the firing part of that, the lethal
They
part.
said, okay, we're gonna get around it. But my thing is, anytime you're trying to do that, then you're gonna stage something. But so I'm like, okay, I can't get too deep into that because I'm still a patriot, regardless. We're just gonna have to Civil War this shit out there, Like it's honoring losing and dying on the front line, the battle line. It's honoring that. I'm not running from that. But it's another way around it.
Yeah,
It's
but
another
listen,
way around it.
all the people that have put their lives up for this country and fought for this country and in the military, do you think any one of them would ever agree to give up weapons to defend ourselves?
See, and
No.
that's the tricky thing because I know soldiers see this, and that's why I wonder in my mind sometimes, like, okay, in the case of for y'all to be trained and ready, are y'all going to help the civilians and the people because to protect your interests first? Because without,
Yo, but they can't, bro. You saw what happened in New York City here on the train. We had a Marine put a guy down who wouldn't stop, and he put him to sleep. And the guy died, and we take a man who potentially saved lives, who was trained by our government how to be a soldier and how to stop, violence from happening and stop bad people from doing bad things. Right? That's what our soldiers are supposed to do.
and put them in jail for it.
But then they come home and we say we can't trust you, and you break the law, and you're not trustworthy enough to have a gun.
It was just a white man choking out a black man. Let's just keep it what it was. It was the visual, right? That fucked it up. But we all seen or been in situations where these people or these women or this group is uncomfortable because it's this dude making everybody, and he did what everybody wanted him to do, but it's just like he was a white guy choking out a black dude. So it was like, that don't look right.
No, it probably wasn't an easy thing to get involved in. He's not stupid. I'm sure he's an intelligent person to some extent. I'm sure he knew the optics of what happened is bad, but the reality of the situation is this. These are the facts. It had nothing to do with this. It had something to do with a death threat, basically, attempted violence and a death threat.
At a soldier.
And then the dude wouldn't stop. When he was down, he was down and stopped, and the guy would not give up. Like, what do you do? What do you do?
It was a mean rear neck. It was a mean rear naked chokehold though. But I mean,
but this is how this man was taught to survive in a shit situation. I guarantee you, he wasn't thinking like, "Oh, do this, do this, do this." I guarantee.
No, just neutralize the threat. Neutralize the threat. That's all that was.
You're gonna kill something? No, you're not.
Yeah.
Not in front of me, you're not.
So but hopefully, hopefully this brings the country together, an assassination attempt on the future president. And I hope when Trump get in, he buckles down and making sure, well, listen, I'm president now. That should have never happened again. How dare you disrespect me? How he was talking when he was in there before.
The last time somebody tried to kill a president of ours was before I was born. It was in 1981, and a dude tried to shoot President Reagan and shot him in the chest, and he survived. But yeah, it's been over 42 years since they tried to kill a president, and then we just watched it happen yesterday. And I don't care if it was a plan. I don't care if it was just some crazy person on their own. Bottom line is people have been calling for this to happen. They've been asking for it to happen. They've been saying it on the news, and not joking around. They've been, saying like somebody's got to kill this guy, and they've been saying it for years. Like, if you keep saying that on the news every day, people keep seeing that, eventually one of our 335 million people probably going to try to do it. And I'm worried to see if it happens again, to be honest.
He need to come out one of his speeches and say he got hit like I got hit, but he ain't fucking breathing.
Bro, I want him to come out with a vest on, like flat out. Like
what oh my god. That would be so American if you come out over the suit.
Bro, like cop a bulletproof hoodie or something like that.
That'd be hard as fuck, man. He come out strutting like 50 Cent 03 BET Awards, come out with the whole bulletproof vest out, walking out like, what's up? Shooters everywhere now. Don't worry about nothing.
I'm saying come out with the black vest on with just POTUS stamped across it. Like, what's good? I'm here.
Hard. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
that'd be hard.
Hey,
moving forward.
Did you ever see that movie Idiocracy?
Nah, I didn't catch that one. That's old. That's like in the late 90s, right?
Bro, you would love this movie. It's so good. Yeah, it's It's so good. But anyway, it's like this guy wakes up in the future somehow, and everything is just it's just idiots left. That's it, and the world is just nothing but idiots. And our president, like, he's got like 2 machine guns. Like, that's what this is leading to. Like,
Hey,
I
we got
understand that
we got any
leaders
more
want to walk around with
comments?
guns on them.
We got any more comments?
We had a bunch of comments here. Let's see what we got.
Who's starring in that movie though? Who's starring in it? Is that Dave Chappelle ain't in there, is it?
No, hold on. Dax Shepard was in it, the dude that was originally on Jackass and was in a bunch of movies, white dude.
Okay.
He's pretty funny. The main character was who is it?
I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm gonna check it out.
No, bro, it was very well done. It was very well done. It's funny, bro. It stands up too. It's funny. It's funny. But yeah, check it out. But no, it's oh man, like it's just like you said, hopefully this brings the country together. I hope it does. But we really have to be prepared for it to not. This could, I mean, we've already seen like there. I mean, people. I've purposely never watched regular news. Like I'll still catch clips here and there because you got to see what they're talking about at least a little bit, you know. And you have to watch multiple sides of it to try to figure out what really happened for yourself. I try to do that. But I mean, victim blaming is a word that has been part of this whole like new DEI.
I'm so tired of these fucking like
these
phrases
buzzwords,
and
these
just
catchphrases.
like.
However, the very people that made this trash up in the first place, like victim blaming, are out there today saying, "Well, you know, Donald caused this. He asked for this."
Hey, didn't we just get rid of gaslighting? Like I was tired of hearing that shit left and right.
No. The other one was what's the other one?
False information. I'm just so fucking tired, bro. I'm so tired, bro. Every fucking year it's a whole nother word that you got to catch up and learn.
Stuff it down your throat. But then they make up this word. So you would think if you make up a word to your benefit to try to like spin things that you would avoid doing that shit or get called out for it immediately. And what do? They come out and they immediately start victim blaming. They're saying like he this is his fault. He asked for this. He made this happen. He pushed for this. He pushed people to this. No, he fucking didn't. What has he ever really done? Like, I haven't seen any proof of any of the things that they've ever said about him.
See, but you got to be mindful. They're having an emotional argument.
And that's what pisses me off. That you are the media. You are journalists. You don't fucking have emotion. You don't have an opinion. There's facts. We need them. It's a service. Do it. But it's not like that anymore.
But then you got to watch. See, this is what I tell people. Who said that? Then when you go look at Fox News, who owns them and who runs it, and you're like, oh, I see why you said that. Okay.
Bro, no, the craziest thing in the world. I've always watched ABC, right? To be honest, my father worked for ABC for like 40 years.
Okay.
My mother worked for ABC. My father was an editor. He worked on everything. My mother used to work on, TV shows. So anyway, that's just the channel that we always watched. I grew up watching that shit. You know what I mean? And I believed it. I always believed it. I had faith in it. Like I thought that they were actually a decent news group. And I trusted that shit.
In the 80s, 90s they did, but then when they got bought, they got compromised at some point. At first, it was integrity journalism and all that going on.
They were bought by Disney.
Okay, so there you go.
And that's when they went down. And that was in the early 2000s. And then that's when all the problems started too. The things that they did to people that worked for them were awful. But anyway, that's aside from it. But so I grew up watching that, and I always watched the news. Every night at dinner, we'd watch the news. That was it. Nothing else. If the TV would be on, it would be news. You're going to learn something, or at least use your mind. So that's great. I really appreciate my parents did that because I paid attention to what went on. My friends had no clue what was going on in the world growing up, and I always thought it was insane. Like, how do you not care? But anyway, I trusted the establishment, and then as I got older, I started to see that it was bullshit. Like I'm not a fool. I'm not a fool. A lot of people aren't. I'm a street smart person. You can't lie to me. You can't tell me shit and expect me to just trust you. I'm not a fool. And it's gotten so blatantly obvious. And it actually really upsets me when other people tell me that like I'm an idiot. It's like, yo, I've actually researched and looked into this. You are forming an opinion based on what you think. No information whatsoever. And
it don't even be what they think, it be what they feel.
Or what they're told. Yeah, it's a lot of what they feel. Emotions bother the hell out of me. There's no room for emotions in this world right now. Like
I mean, it is. No, it is. It's just a place in the thing, and in politics, it's definitely not no room for your feelings or emotions.
We need rational thinking, not emotional thinking. We know for a fact that the reason why we have so many people in jail in this country is from emotional thinking. Like that's just
Well, I don't know because that again, that's political. Because it's a
no. I mean,
private.
that's
No, hold on. It's a private industry that the politicians
yeah, but
benefit
before it
off
wasn't.
of.
Before it
Yeah,
wasn't.
yeah, but now it's a whole totally different thing. It's probably
Yeah,
owned. It's state
the
owned
private
too, but
business.
majority and we incarcerate the most per anywhere, man, per capita anywhere. It's just like now it's a business more so than a problem resolution tactic.
Right, but
So
let's be honest. Let's be honest. When people think emotionally and react emotionally, they usually wind up doing dumb shit, and they get in trouble for it. We can agree on that at least.
yeah,
But if you think
yeah,
emotionally, you're not going to think rationally, and you're going to react different than you should.
right.
Um,
But more importantly, if I feel like if you in upper government, upper everything, you have a certain responsibility. And if it's chaos up there and it's chaos down here, stop pointing down here first. We gotta stop pointing down first. Fix the up top management where y'all say y'all worked your whole life in Congress, politician, mayor, whatever. Put in the work. But we already know they bought out by corporations, so it's just like blowing smoke, bro.
well, I mean, there's a quote that I think of sometimes. It just always pops in my mind. It's random, but it was from we remember the Titans. Uh, when that kid, the linebacker is like breaking the kid's balls about blowing a block and not picking up a block or something like that. And
Right.
he's like, "Oh, shit, attitude," and he's like, "Attitude reflects leadership." Well, if they're pointing down at us saying, "Well, we got to do this, we got to do that," it's like, yo, no, like your leadership, what you do affects the way we react.
Yeah.
So if we're acting a certain way, it is a blatant a blatant like point to you that you're causing this. Like you got to do something. But I mean, it was insulting today to listen to this guy tell us to basically not form our own opinion. Like,
Hey, run the comments. See what we got. See what the chat talking about.
what do we got here? Where'd you leave off at?
This one right here, D Trail. That was the last one.
That was the last one. Okay. We have Black Kingsman says sometimes they're right, and sometimes they're wrong. Yeah, that's a fact. Like lately it seems like they've been wrong a lot. But sketchy stuff. Fred Boyd, he's that dude. Miss me that. We're talking about a man that had 5 demerits from being drafted into the army due to bogus bone spurs. Trump ain't that guy. Regardless, it's idiotic anyways. Well, I mean, people have their opinions, and everybody's entitled to their opinion. But the bottom line is this dude's in. It's a wrap. Like, if it seems like for the past couple of years that like the Democrats have been trying to give this election to Trump, but also at the same time people are trying to take it away from him, and it just seems like in the end they've given it to him now. That's what it seems like.
I mean, we so close there. Listen, it don't matter what we think no more, man. Listen, well, let's let the polls reflect what the nation is saying. Now, I get my opinion, yours, B-Raz. Yeah, but as a collective nation, when them polls are going to reflect, so let's let the evidence, which is the polls, speak for itself.
They said 2020 was the most people that had ever voted in history in America. I think this election.
Well, then that beat the record for Obama then, because Obama set the record.
He did. I believe he did.
Yeah.
He brought a lot of people out, no doubt.
He brought me out. He got me the first time. I was like, oh, you ain't going to get me no more. He got me the first time. He got me. He got me. That shit was cool, though. I was like, oh, shit. He got me. He got me.
I remember the day after they announced that he had won the election. I remember being like, damn, bro, that's big. I was like, yeah. I honestly, I didn't vote for him, but I absolutely was proud at that moment. I was like, man, good
my president is black, my Lambo blue.
For us. Like, good for humanity. Like, hell yeah. I don't know. Americans are patriotic, even if not all, but a lot of them are. A lot of them are patriotic, and I think we're going to start to see a turn back to that too. I think we're going to start seeing people maybe start to respect our country a little bit more, because if you've been paying attention lately, you're starting to see how it could potentially really be slipping out of our grasp. It's really
Yeah.
it's getting scary. It's really
Yeah.
getting scary.
Yeah. We're
And I
on the
think people
lines.
gotta wake up.
Hey, the sleeper cells are already here. You know,
Oh,
I hate
bro.
to spoil, I hate to pop your bubble. They're
we are
already
we
here.
are 3/4 of the way through a full scale invasion right now. It's just not a fucking.
Yeah.
It's not a your formal military invasion. This is
Right.
and it's obvious. It's blatant. I
Yeah.
mean, right before he got
I
shot
mean,
at,
it's not
I'm saying
blatant because this
we
is
have like
Rome.
30 million people here. That's
It's not
crazy.
blatant because it's Rome. We got all this entertainment and dumb shit that they forcing Diddy and all. Meanwhile, sleeper cells invading through Mexico. What is a Chinese person doing sneaking through Mexico? When
Yeah,
I seen that, I was like, hold up, what?
I mean, they have like a new like Silk Road, but the Silk Road now comes to America. Like they have like their own pathway. There's the migrants that are coming from
Right,
South America are coming one way, and then the Chinese coming their own way. And not only
right.
that, they have like stores set up on the rivers. Like it's there, and then you have non-government organizations, NGOs down there, like making this possible. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, this is insane. Like, the fact that we're letting people in the country illegally is insane. The fact that our border's not let down is insane. The fact that we've put it out there, so now people are coming here and dying on the way to come here for some shit they shouldn't be doing in the first place is insane. We've caused death now in other countries that we don't have involvement with, and it's all because people are trying to come here. And they knew immediately that when this guy got in office, they started showing up the next day. That's not a joke. They literally showed up the next day. Like,
Hey,
it's
I seen
crazy.
how the borders. I mean, you could never lock down some place completely, but they wasn't spilling in with the numbers when Trump was in office the way they are now. You know, it's just like it's
No,
just ridiculous, and I feel like, uh, it's something. See, and that's what it's crazy because you can't say deportation because it's attached to women and kids, so they'll hit you with that argument. So it's like,
it's
okay,
it's dicey. It's
yeah, it's
dicey.
that,
What it
yeah,
just
yeah,
has to
yeah.
come down to is it has to come down to the rule of law. All right. You always go to humanity first, but if it continues to be a problem and it starts affecting other people's lives and negatively affecting the world, then you have to drop the whole let's be
I
good people.
mean,
Let's do what has to be done. At some point, you have to do what has to be done. This needs to be fixed. It needs to be fixed. No other
and
country in the world can you just walk into it, okay, and you can do it here. Meanwhile, we're at war with multiple countries, or we're at war with multiple countries, and we have open borders. That's retarded. I apologize for
yeah,
using that word. That's the stupidest shit I ever heard of.
yeah. I mean, we need to understand Mexico's been compromised. You
And even
know,
the northern border, bro. Up here, I hear about people coming through Vermont. There's people that come through on a daily basis through people's yards in Vermont over the border from Canada, and other places like. And that border is not secured at all. They have checkpoints, but you could just literally walk through the woods. You could ride a quad through. They bring a lot of drugs through there too. Nobody talks about that, but it's true. It's true. But the focus is on the southern border. That's the big one that's being
yeah,
rushed.
your ass get caught. Your ass will be up Saskatchewan somewhere where it's -4. They catch your ass.
Yeah, not only
You,
that, but also you walk through somebody's backyard and like on the Canadian border, and the people up there live raw sometimes on the on the American border up there. Like you're in the wilderness in a lot of those spots, so like you might not come off of somebody's property if they catch you walking across.
yeah,
You
and
know,
that is what it is. It's, hey, respect to them.
what's
I heard
even
it.
crazier too about the southern border thing is like it's not being held down. So Texas starts to enforce in the border. And then the president sends the feds down there, federal troops, to override Texas. Like, no, whoa, that first off, you don't do that to any American state. We're allowed to govern ourselves, and if you don't protect us, we have to protect ourselves. But
Yeah, but I mean,
the one state that it's written that you don't tell them what to do is Texas. That's what we got them to come back to America and become part of the nation again by allowing them and affording them certain things. One, you don't mess with Texas. Like that's the bottom line. Everybody knows that you just don't. But two,
you
like
don't mess with the feds neither, though. I understand they whole battle, and I understand Texas want to be his own third John. But listen, man,
they're
at the
allowed
end
to
of the
govern themselves. They're allowed to govern themselves. It's a
yeah,
law.
but at the end of the day, it's like, listen, y'all got to fix y'all grid first. It starts with the little things first. You worrying about the border, but your own grid is people are dying behind that. So it's like you have to pick an argument, man, that makes sense. At the end of
That's
the
the
day,
thing. We have a lot of shit. We have a lot of shit going wrong right now. Like it looks like it's falling apart. Our infrastructure is falling apart. It's over 100 years old. Yeah, I mean, it's
yeah,
falling apart.
yeah,
Um, nobody it seems okay. Not nobody. I know a lot of people are still patriots in this country, but the loudest voices out there are people who are Americans but hate America, and they're the loudest voice right now. You got a lot of people
See, but
are
that's the
indifferent.
whole conundrum, though. That I was once in there, like you spend so much time pointing at it, it's like, hold on, we do firsthand benefit from the luxuries of this place. So it gets to a
I
point,
preach that. I preach that.
yeah,
We are so lucky to be here. We're so goddamn lucky to be here. I don't care
right.
what you look like, what your ancestors were from, what happened. You are an American and you live in America and you're legally here and you're a citizen. You just got handed a gold card, bro. You need to pray and thank
Hey,
someone.
check this though. Casanat, homeboy Ray, he said he got to go join the Taiwan military. You know, China thinking about taking that shit over. He got to join the military, and he just graduated from high school like 2 months ago.
Wait, who was this?
Oh, Ray. Casanat, homeboy, his Chinese is Asian homeboy.
Okay.
Yeah, Ray. He just graduated from high school. Now
Right.
he did a post saying, you know, he kind of somber about it that he has to join the military. They're drafting him because they got to get their people and their numbers up just in case.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the one thing that's wild about America is that we have a crazy military. I mean, or we still do, obviously. We have the largest military. It's insane. It's leaps and bounds above any other. It's the greatest military that's ever existed. And it's completely made up of volunteers. Granted, there are certain people who are in certain circumstances where their backs to the wall and they're like, I'm just joining the military. I get that. But still, they've made a choice. You know what I mean? But for the most part, our entire military is made up of people who are like, I'm going to serve. That's awesome. That's a part of what makes our military so great.
I don't feel like nobody got. I mean, they do have their versions, but we got SEAL Team 6. So.
Oh well, I mean, look, our SEAL Team 6 is huge. Don't get me wrong. SEAL Team 6,
and that's just the PC version. I know where you're going with it, but I'm just saying for the first round, you got to deal with that. That's tough.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
that's
we even have Delta, which is Army's special forces, and they're the real deal. I mean, don't get me wrong, the SEALs. I don't care any team you're on in the SEAls. That's a tremendous honor.
But I'm saying that if that's the front wave that you got to get through, you're gonna have a long fucking day if that's the first wave, bro.
Oh my God, yeah, bro, that's horrible. That sucks.
Come on, man.
That sucks.
We ain't gonna get the Delta. Delta been spanked that ass already. Like
I'm talking. Delta takes the crazy stuff. They were trained and modeled after the SAS out of Britain. You know what I mean? Like those dudes are heavy door kickers. They're no joke. They don't play games. But like, yeah, bro, you don't play.
And then the blacklisters, man. We know about them blacklisters. Well,
bro. Well, the CIA literally has their own military that they don't acknowledge, so they can go in any country and do whatever they want and be like, well, we don't know who they are. That's crazy.
Venezuela. Never mind. Hey, man, look.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah. We look.
People have no clue where we are in the world. Like they have no clue. We're everywhere, and we're doing.
You know what? I seen two. Rest in peace. Two of them washed up on shore. I'm like, hey, what were they doing over there? Never. Oh, you know what? Never mind, man. I love America. You know, I really do.
I have like 2 or 3 people I know that have served in multiple different special forces, and they've told me just a couple basic things that they're allowed to talk about. And I'm like, what? I'm like, bro, I've seen every military movie in the world. I've watched every documentary. I know all these theories, and like that happened. And like, yeah. I'm like, wow, bro, that's crazy. Like the everyday people have no clue what some people do to make sure that our country is still here every day. And they're not grateful for it either. And what's cool is that these people don't even ask for any respect or any thanks.
But the thing is, once you see one, you know one, it exudes, and it's like, whether they want to say it or not, you respect that person because you know how you can notice a Marine.
They're different.
I can imagine coming across the Delta. You know, it's just like, oh, how the fuck is this dude probably? You know, come on, bro, break rocks with his hands or some shit. Like, come on.
I went to school with 3 brothers. I played lacrosse with them. All 3 of them became SEALs, but these kids were different.
Yeah,
you could tell they were different. I had another kid I played lacrosse with actually. I played ball with like four people who turned out to be SEAls. This kid was super squared away. Like you just tell he's just a different type of person.
Yeah, they wound it a little differently, and you know, respect to this, my culture, the streets, and all that. Listen, that's gangster shit. That's cool, but listen, that whole Marines being in Fallujah or Jakarta or
bro. The
Come on,
Marines
bro. That's a whole totally different like,
the
and that's why I give respect to
Marines are
cops,
the most
man.
hardcore.
Yeah, yeah. Hey,
They're the
look, we
most
about to wrap this
hardcore.
up though, man. We're gonna wrap this
Yeah,
up.
they oh well, real quick, just I mean anybody knows like the Marines, like you're told the second you walk into the Marines, they're told you are killers. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
You don't win hearts and minds. You're not doing infrastructure. You have one job. Every Marine is a rifleman first and foremost. I don't care if you're a cook. You're a rifleman.
Right.
You are a killer. That's wild, but
Right.
that's a whole different story.
That's facts.
They're built different.
Hey, rest up, Trump. Get your strength back, man. You know, do the whole thing. We'll see you when you back on top, man. You know, until the
Absolutely.
next debate. Yeah.
Oh, man, I mean, are they even gonna have another one? I mean, that was a bloodbath, bro.
I mean, it has to. It has to just for visual purposes. You can't end it off on that, and that's what
Didn't
we're
they
waiting
cancel?
on.
Didn't they cancel the second one last time? I don't know if they did.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they did.
I feel like they might have canceled it. I don't know.
It probably was a COVID situation, but I'm not sure.
But yeah,
it's definitely
no,
going.
like
Yeah,
you said,
something's going to happen.
like you said, we wish Donald Trump a speedy recovery. You know, just I don't know. I mean, just pray for us, all of us. Like we really, something's got to change here. We need some help. We need people to actually start like being accountable for the fact that we're Americans and we actually do have a say in what's going on here. Like people need to care. People need to care.
Yeah.
I think it's time.
And if not, just stay tuned to what's going on. Be aware of what's going on. I appreciate, shout out Bush for putting this, this conversation together. Anybody who checked it out, like and subscribe, please. What you got to say, B-Rap?
Absolutely, yeah, definitely like, subscribe, and also, in these times with this crazy, I just want to wrap it up with this. In this craziness, in this climate out here, just remember these people that we talk about. If you're talking about whatever side of the aisle you're on, and you refer to those other people, but just remember these people are your neighbors, right? These people are the people that work in the stores you shop in. They're the people that keep your lights on. The people that keep your TVs on. You know what I mean? These are the people that work and make America function. And we all live here. And I don't care where you live, even if it's a bad place, still better than most places. But these are your neighbors, these are your friends, these are your family. Like it's politics. And like I said before, there's a couple key things that people disagree about, but majority of things they agree on. Everybody wants to wake up tomorrow, have their family safe. They want to have food to eat. They want to have lights. They want to maybe have some entertainment, have a way to make money, and just be able to live their lives. That's what we all kind of want. We got to stop focusing on issues that really are small compared to the reality of what's going on here. And America is an institution, and it's an amazing thing, and everybody in the world looks to it and strives to be like that, hopes to get here. Well, we need to start respecting that a little bit more, start doing something about it, make sure it stays here.
That's it, man.
That's it. God bless America. Oh, and God bless everybody.
God bless America. God bless Trump. Biden, you're over with, man. Like and subscribe, everybody. Appreciate you tuning in. Bull Light Show, B-Rad, EST87. Shout out to Bush.
Yeah, shout out to Bush, EST. Big thing tonight. Appreciate it. And everybody stay well, stay up, and God bless.
That's it.
Be good, y'all. Peace.